In today's video, I'm going to break down some of the copywriting exercises that I challenge myself to do for client work as well as my students to do. Pencils up, let's go. When you have a creative small business, the writing never really stops, right? It goes far beyond just being able to be done with your website copy and moves over into all of the emails you then have to write, the sales emails, newsletters, any type of captions or content that you may be writing and publishing. If there's one business task that's going nowhere real fast, it is writing when it comes to your business. All the marketing writing you need to do. If you have realized that and you feel it too, hit that like button. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it if we haven't met. My name is Ashlyn Carter. I'm a conversion copywriter and brand and launch strategist for creatives just like you. I release videos like this every single week, so hit subscribe if you want me to let you know when the next one comes out. So yes, you absolutely could hire a copywriter to come on and support you in your business. But here is the problem. I see so many times by looking to outsource copywriting because you feel like you're not good at it, a lot of creative small business owners inadvertently outsource the sales psychology that goes into that, and that's something you need to know as the CEO, or at least know well enough to be dangerous at it. I want to get you equipped this week with some of the most profitable to-dos you can get after in your business. The first thing I want you to do is commit to reading one piece of copy a day. Maybe this is already easy for you based off what your inbox looks like, maybe not. Let's break it down a little bit. I want you to look for a piece of copy that you either know worked really well in the past, or you can assume from the data you're seeing is working well now. I want you to actually study it, break it down, and look at it. I've showed in the past all the swipe files and notebooks and books I have from old copywriting masters. Those are a great place to start. There's a million places on the internet you could look for and find some of these old sales letters. Or again, like I said, you may have some of these coming into your inbox by subscribing to people who you know have good copy. As you look at this, look for a few things. Again, every day when you're just studying one piece of copy for even just 5 minutes, find these. Number one, can you find the big idea or the hook that they're putting out there? And number two, can you find the way that they're making a guarantee or promise to you that you are going to be safe, you're in good hands, you can trust them? Just like when you're in school and you have to kind of study and hack at something every day until you learn and start to speak the language, copywriting is the same way. Number two, you can make sure that you add one piece of specific data into the next piece of copy you need to write for your business. This is powerful because we tend to use vague words all the time in our copy. Now that I've told you, you're going to see it a lot. Best, lowest, authentic, words that are okay but are not specific at all. Copywriting godfather Claude Hopkins said, if a claim is worth making, make it in the most impressive way. So what I want you to do with this is be specific. The next time you're assembling copy, again, if it's for a sales letter, a product description, an email newsletter, how can you be specific at some point in there? In a recent video, I talked about the 5 key reasons that it is important for you to talk about the features, because I think a lot of times we hear focus on the benefits more than the features, but the features do some really important things. I'll link that video below so you can go back and watch it, but I want you to tell me something super specific. Maybe it's the number of clients and customers you've served. Maybe it's a statistic or a data point. For example, if you were selling me artwork that I can hang in a nursery, maybe you would tell me something like, between months 4 and 8 of life, my infant's eyes start to adjust equally, and it's really important that they be able to actually look at artwork or pictures and start to develop those muscles. So I should buy your beautiful nursery prints because they don't just enhance the beauty of the space, but they're actually serving a specific purpose. When you use specifics, people tend to believe it. So there's your action step. For the next piece of copy that you are writing, whether it's a product description or an email, think of one very specific data point, statistic, or number that you can add in there. As I get into number 3, I wanted to let you know that I'm at it again. I'm teaching my free masterclass, 3 secrets to stand out and sell with personality-packed copy. It's the expert's guide to write your site and more without sounding sleazy or busting the budget. I love teaching this workshop. If you want to get in on it, then look below for the link or go to awcopyclass.com and grab your seat. Tip number 3, the next time you need to write a headline or a subject line, don't just write one, but set a timer and see how many you can write in 5 minutes. I always spend as much time, if not more, working on the top headline that's going in any piece of copy as I spend on the rest of it. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. If that headline doesn't hook them and get them to keep reading, then what use is the rest of it? Nothing. I also rarely, and I think any copywriter would tell you, rarely get the right headline the first try, the second, third, fourth, fifth. It takes a while of adding different combinations and playing around with it before you start to see, yes, this is the headline we're going for. I talk about this app a lot. It's free. It's called Focus Keeper, but you could just time yourself, try 5 minutes writing as many headlines as you can, again, or subject lines if this is an email piece of copy that you're writing, and see what you can come up with, and then grab the best one out of that, or split test the two that you're trying to decide between. That is one exercise that's going to strengthen your copywriting chops big time. Tip number 4, add something to your copy bank today, or get started with one if you don't have one yet. My copywriting for creative students know I love to talk about copy banking and swipe filing and getting yourself set up on a system. I have a YouTube where I give a little bit of a primer about that. I'll link it below so you can watch it, but it is imperative to have some sort of system in place that you can put pieces of copy that you're both studying and you're both wanting to test and look at. I also highly advocate having your ears open and being on the lookout for any little piece of copy that you may want to try. I am always getting ideas from meme accounts on Instagram to sermons from church, like anything that is not related to copywriting sometimes is where I get my best ideas for a phrase that I'm going to throw in an email that week. And that is never by accident. It's always because that little snippet, like a collage, was cut and pasted into my copy bank, into my swipe file, and I'm waiting for the perfect moment to use it. Number 5, schedule your next survey. Again, whenever I talk to CFC students, it seems like we always are saying that at the end of the day, one of the best takeaways is actually learning how to survey and listen to your audience. From that data comes so much that not only directs your messaging, but can also direct your future products and services, and it just tells you a myriad of things. It also goes to what I've said before, the best copy is not in your head, it's in your audience's head, but it's your job as the CEO to go out there and get it. It's not just gonna come out of thin air. So set up some kind of survey or question form. One of the easiest things I tell people to do is make sure that you have one email in your welcome sequence that asks people to hit reply and send a note to you, because that gives you some copy and some information and obviously establishes a relationship and lets you get to talk to people, but you also get to look at what they're saying and how they phrase it and turn around and use that. And number 6, develop a consistent brand voice. Your messaging is that perfect Venn diagram of your voice and the things you want to say and the things that your customer wants to hear. But we need to make sure that your voice is clear, and especially if you have a team or you ever want to outsource part of the writing of your business, which again we discussed is like a lot of your business. If you ever want to outsource that, you need to make sure that you have some sort of style guide to help communicate the standards that you have. Voice is one of those things that can be hard to mimic. It's also one of those things that is hard to see for yourself. As a copywriter, I have paid copywriters to come in and look at my voice and help pull out what makes it my voice. I am totally here to do the same for you. I have a quiz that can get you started with that at ashlynwrites.com/quiz. You can go and it will define your brand voice style and also tell you your selling style. Whether it's through that or other means, developing and synthesizing the characterization of your voice, how you want it to sound, specific adjectives, the phrases you do say, the phrases you don't want to say. Having all that condensed and in some sort of documentation will go miles, I promise. Again, if you want to dive deeper, don't miss the chance to sign up for a free seat inside my masterclass at awcopyclass.com. Now you know some quick copywriting exercises that you can do in your business, but what about when it comes to your website itself? Be sure to watch the next video I have teed up for you where I'm digging into the 4 pages of content you need to have on your website, breaking that down and more. If you liked this video, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. As always, I am so grateful that you watched this video, and I'll see you in the next one.